Imagine this moment. You walk into a room and immediately feel it, the weight of eyes on you, the sharpness of words waiting to be thrown your way. She's there, poised and ready, not with a smile, but with a challenge. Not with warmth, but with cold tests that push your limits. She'll try to break you, not with fists, but with words, with silence, with calculated pressure that digs beneath your skin. Maybe it's a partner, a colleague, a family member, or someone from your past who still has a grip on your emotions. Have you ever felt that? That urge to snap back, to defend yourself, to crumble under the strain? What if the greatest victory you could claim is not to break back, but to rise above, to stay calm when the storm rages, to win respect not through battle but through unshakable strength? This is not just a story about enduring hardship. It's a lesson in mastering yourself, the heart of Stoicism. If you're ready to learn how to build that kind of inner fortress, how to keep your peace and dignity when she tries to break you, then before we dive in, please hit the like button, share this video with someone who needs this strength, and subscribe to the Modern Stoic. Trust me, you don't want to miss the powerful lessons coming your way. Now let's get into why she tries to break you, and more importantly, how you can respond with calm, strength, and wisdom. Life is full of tests. Often the hardest ones come from people who challenge us, sometimes deliberately, sometimes without realizing it. She may push your buttons in subtle ways, a sarcastic comment, a dismissive glance, a sharp critique. Other times it's louder, harsh words that sting, moments that threaten your confidence. The Stoics taught that external events do not have power over us unless we give it to them. Marcus Aurelius, one of the greatest Stoic philosophers, said it best: "You have power over your mind, not outside events. Realize this, and you will find strength." So when she tries to break you, your real choice isn't in changing her, it's in mastering yourself. Picture this: you're at work, presenting an idea. She interrupts, questions your credibility, and tries to belittle your contribution. The natural reaction might be to snap, to get defensive, to let anger control you. But the Stoic path is different. Pause. Ask yourself, is her opinion within my control? Then focus on what you can control: your calm, your words, your presence. Respond with clarity, not anger. Respond with confidence, not aggression. In doing so, you disarm the provocateur. You show strength, not weakness. Or imagine a partner who, in moments of frustration, uses emotional tests to see if you'll lose your cool. She may say things to hurt, to provoke, or to see if you'll break. Here, Stoicism asks you to be a rock, not because you're emotionless, but because your emotions don't control you. You listen without reacting impulsively. You hold space without becoming a punching bag. You respond with reason, with empathy, or sometimes with quiet strength. Silence that says, "I am unbreakable." Take a moment and reflect. Why do we let others steal our peace? Why do we give away power to forces outside ourselves? What if the greatest battle isn't with her, but within you? What does it mean to truly win respect? Not through domination or fury, but through composure and self-command. Marcus Aurelius reminds us, the impediment to action advances action. What stands in the way becomes the way. Epictetus teaches, it's not what happens to you, but how you react to it that matters. Seneca warns, we suffer more often in imagination than in reality. These timeless truths invite us to shift focus inward, away from external chaos, toward inner mastery. Here's how you can begin building this unshakable mindset today. Each morning, remind yourself, what is within my control? Your thoughts, your actions, your attitude. When confronted by harsh words, pause. Breathe deeply 3 times. Ask, is this within my control? If not, release it. Journal nightly. Reflect on moments you lost composure. How could you have responded better? Meditate on Stoic quotes. Let their wisdom sink deep. Remember, respect is earned by those who master themselves. Consider David, a man in a tough workplace. His female colleague constantly challenged him, cutting him off, mocking his ideas, and pushing him to frustration. At first, David fought fire with fire, only to burn himself out. One day, inspired by Marcus Aurelius' words, David tried a new approach: silence and calm. He listened, responded thoughtfully, and refused to be baited. Over time, his unshakable composure disarmed his challenger. She stopped attacking and began to respect him. David found peace and respect, not through battle, but through stoic strength. Who tries to break you? How do you usually respond? What if your calm could become your power, your silence, your shield? What if being unbreakable isn't about hardness, but about mastery of self? We all know life throws external storms, people who challenge us, circumstances that shake us. But rarely do we talk about the quiet storms inside. Those moments when your mind becomes your fiercest opponent. The voice that whispers, "You're not good enough." The fear that paralyzes you before you even try. The self-doubt that makes you question your worth and your strength. This inner battle is where most men and women lose their peace, not because of others, but because of their own mind. Marcus Aurelius warned about this internal enemy. The soul becomes dyed with the color of its thoughts. If your thoughts are filled with fear, anger, and self-judgment, your soul reflects that. Imagine waking up with a knot in your stomach before the day even begins. Your mind replays every mistake, every harsh word she said, every moment you felt small. You feel defeated before the battle even starts. This is the enemy's strongest weapon, your own mind. How can you stay stoic when the hardest fight is inside you? When your mind is against you, who do you turn to? Do you let your thoughts define your reality, or do you remember that you have the power to choose your response? Epictetus said it clearly: "No man is free who is not master of himself." Here's how you can master yourself when the fight is inside. The dichotomy of control. Start by clearly separating what you can control from what you cannot. Your thoughts, your choices, your actions, those you control. Her opinions, the past, other people's reactions, those you don't. Whenever self-doubt creeps in, ask yourself, is this within my control? If not, release it. Mindful awareness practice becoming an observer of your thoughts. Don't fight them immediately. Notice them without judgment. When a negative thought arises, "I'm weak, she's right," or "I'll never be respected," simply observe it like a cloud passing through the sky. This distance creates space for calm. Negative visualization. Seneca taught the power of premeditation malorum, premeditation of evils. Visualize the worst-case scenarios, not to scare yourself, but to prepare your mind and lessen the shock when difficulties arise. By facing the possibility of failure or rejection mentally, you reduce their power. Daily journaling. Write down your fears, doubts, and negative thoughts. Challenge them with reason. Ask, is this true? Is this helpful? What's a more rational way to see this? This process rewires your mind from reactive to reflective. Let me tell you about Marcus, a man haunted by his own mind. Marcus had always been confident until the day his partner began pushing his limits emotionally. The external challenges were tough, but what broke him most was his inner critic. He would replay fights, imagine failures, and spiral into self-doubt. One day, after a particularly harsh exchange, Marcus almost gave up until he read Epictetus. It's not what happens to you, but how you react to it that matters. He began to practice daily